When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, December 19th, episode 300. Yay! For AM Chatter. What's going on, boys?
What's up, fellas?
We made it. I didn't think we'd get the 100. Then I didn't think we'd get the 200. There was a couple times between 200 and 225. I didn't think we'd get to 250, but here we are at 300.
You know what they say. When you're doing a mortgage podcast, it doesn't actually start until you do 300 episodes. So now we go, boys. The first 300 were just warm-ups. Now we take over the world in 2026.
I like the world outlook. I'm anxious to take over Berkshire Hathaway in 2026.
Okay, that too.
That's loans. That's what I want. That's my near future goal, is to work with more agents next year.
Seemed like the Christmas party was a success. Let's get some boots on the ground reporting from our guy that was there. Anthony, how'd it go?
It was a fabulous event. You know, some people showed up in jeans. You know, I showed up in a three-piece suit. I don't know. Things are different. You say a gala, I'm dressing up for the gala. My boy Tommy, he came over. He came over with a three-piece suit as well. So we did it up. It was a great event. And attendance was great, and I think everything went well. Awesome.
Yep. And I'm sure you have a bit of a reputation with the company, so I'm sure you held it down well and did your show.
We held it down well.
Awesome.
We got there represented. We did a good job there.
Awesome. Yes. I hope everyone got home safe and sound, and you're catching us a little later today because it did seem like a lot of folks had some fun last night.
Yeah, people were out and about. I mean, at least when I was there, Anthony, he brought in the night party, and I think he actually brought in this Friday from Thursday. So he thought it was New Year's Eve already.
Rumors have it Anthony saw the sunrise this morning. That's all we're going to say.
Yep.
We're here. What a guy. But yes, episode 300. We are here. We just got out of a huge meeting at West Penn this week introducing new programs for 2026 that we're going to get into today, because for years and years and years and years, we have always talked about that if you're self-employed, it's the hardest income to calculate for mortgage purposes. It's the toughest because of tax returns. And if your accountant does taxes a certain way, you're not going to be able to buy a home. Well, throw all that out. Throw it out the window, because we got a whole line of new programs that doesn't need tax returns. And our most popular program, I feel like, that we're going to have, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's a different time. Investors are changing with the times. And we are going to have a bank statement only program for self-employed buyers. So if you don't qualify on paper, we're going to be able to take a year worth of your business accounts. We're going to analyze them, and then we're going to come up with income that we can use to help you buy a home. For all of those buyers who were donezo, can't do anything until you do another year of tax returns, this is huge, and we really feel like it's going to make West Penn Financial the number one stop for any self-employed buyer, because we're like Arby's. We got all the programs now, baby, and it's awesome to see.
We got all the meats.
We got the meats. I can't wait, honestly. Yeah, we're going to be able to – you're going to be able to give us a call, and we're going to be able to do any type of loan that you want, because we're going to have control over these self-employed borrowers now to be able to give them more income, get them approved, to get them in a house, even when they write off everything to not have to pay the government.
Yes. I mean, listen,
it's going to be perfect.
We always knew there was two different types of self-employed buyers: the buyers that wrote everything off and the buyers that didn't write things off. And when you wrote things off for tax purposes, it really, really, really affects your mortgage income. So now we're getting away from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines, and we're moving into the space called non-QM. And the reason this is huge for you guys as agents is because the non-QM market is increasing. Over 20% of loans done this year across the country were non-QM. So now we are no longer having to turn those buyers down at West Penn. If a self-employed buyer's wanting to buy an investment property, we got DSCR. If they want primary residence, second home, we now have bank statement or other type of income documents that we can use to get your buyers in the homes, which means we get another closing for you, which means you get that next paycheck for that commission, which is what we want to do. We need to help you guys get your buyers to closing so everyone makes more money in 2026.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I mean, all we really need to do to qualify up front is get some extra documentation from them, make sure we run it through those guidelines, and they're good to go. It's the same thing as a pre-approval. We're not just willy-nilly and saying people are good to go with their bank statements. It's still part of the pre-approval process, and they'll get pre-approved the same way as they have been. It just gives us a little bit more in our arsenal to get them approved with.
Yes, and with the news this week of inflation coming down, inflation lower than anyone thought it could be. There was all this talk when the tariffs started. It was going to skyrocket inflation. This is the wrong move. We're less than a year into this, but 2.7% is lower than most economists thought was possible. And that is a great sign for financial freedom moving into 2026 for all homeowners. But we do caution you, if you wait too long, if the economy starts booming and you wait too long, you are going to miss this time right now, sitting here December 19th, where we have lower rates than we've had in a long time. We've had more inventory on the market we've had a long time. We have sellers getting antsier than we've had in a long time. You could miss this market and it could flip back like that to a seller's market where you're paying over asking, you're waiving contingencies, you're having to rush through the process, and the sellers are back winning again. Where right now, it's a very fair real estate market, Tom. I know we talk about it every episode. We're seeing great offers get accepted. Buyers are out there winning, but we just don't want anyone to miss out because they're waiting for some fictional thing to happen.
Yeah, and we might have said, on a previous episode that Q2 might be, when everybody starts going back to a seller, everybody jumping in. I'm thinking it's even sooner. I mean, after the inflation talk last week, after the jobs report coming in terrible, we're now looking at possibly a January rate cut when it was only going to be in September. So a January rate cut means that the rates are going to be cut a little bit sooner, and those buyers might be back in February instead of May. So yes, December 19th until January 19th is go time. The next 30 days are going to be very important for buyers to make sure that they win. If the buyers are sitting on the couch over this new year, they're probably going to be getting a little bit worse of a deal come February, March, once that another rate cut comes into play, and people are going to be flocking the market.
And even if the Fed rate cut doesn't drop mortgage rates, it's all over the news. It gets people excited again, and perception is reality. So if people are perceiving rates are coming down, they will flood back to the spring market where it's like, man, we had a lot of listings sitting over the winter time. We had a lot of buyers getting asking or below asking. We're getting seller assistance. We're getting government loans accepted. We're getting all kinds of good financing, solid financing deals for buyers that we don't have to perceive what's going to happen if the market turns back to a seller's market, because we've seen it the last couple of years. We know that buyers don't win in a seller's market, where right now buyers are winning. So listen to us, get your pre-approval like Tom said, get ready. It's good for 120 days. Some pre-approvals are only good for 60. Some are only good for 90. At West Penn Financial, we give you that full 120 days to find the house, get an offer accepted, close on it, and your pre-approval is valid. So that should give you enough time to do it by getting pre-approved now.
Yeah, I have a lot of people coming to me right now saying that, hey, we're going to be moving in April. And I said, perfect timing, because this is actually good through April 19th. So if you find something in the beginning of February, you close in March, you're good to go, because that closing in March doesn't come with it until May 1st, first payment date. So that is the sweet spot. We need to get those people that want to move in April and May pre-approved this week or next week, because this is go time right now. Because even like I said, you get the offer accepted in January or February, in the next 30 days, you're still not closing until that time frame you want. So now is go time. Let's get off our butts. Let's act like Santa Claus and jump through some chimneys.
That's it. Let's do it. We got 6 days before Christmas. Get your pre-approval done before the holidays start, and then you can spend all those winter eves scrolling and looking for that beautiful house online. But other than that, boys, happy 300. Anthony, get some rest. I'm going to see you boys next weekend.
All right, guys.
Later.
Tom Ryan.